This is several pictures here of Gallatin way back whenever. This was in 1910, Main Street, looking east. So this would be if you were looking like if you were going toward Hartsville Pike or out toward the hospital. In the corner here was J.J. Newberry's. It was a department store, and it had a fountain where you could go in and eat lunch. And it had pretty well everything that you would want for lunch. I don't know if it was like a meat and three. I think it was more like hamburgers and french fries and that kind of stuff, and ice cream. And my mother worked there at the fountain, her and a lady named Carey Copeland. And Carey worked there for years and later got my mother there a job there. They worked several years there. Directly across on this corner is, at that time, was Sumner County Bank and Trust. This is Main Street looking west, which would be that way. And at that time, on this corner over here, what now is Joey's Carpet, at that time was National Stores. And it was a clothing store. Had all kinds of work clothes, plus, you know, everyday clothes, nice clothes. One of my relatives, Denver Calvert, worked there, and Mr. Hall. There were some others, but I don't remember their names right off. Main Street looking east. This is also further down, closer to the First Baptist Church, and that's probably First Baptist Church right here, more than likely. And this is the downtown square, 1910, and it shows actually a steam engine, a roller that's actually, I guess, rolling the street to make it a lot smoother. But it's actually a steam engine. So this was way back. West Main Street at South Water. This would be looking down like you're going toward the sheriff's office. And this is 1910. This is near 155 East Main, and I'm not sure about where that would be exactly. 141 North Water. Now that is going toward the Palace Theater. This is 1910. This may be where Gibson Furniture Store is now, but I wouldn't swear to it. Southeast. I'm not sure exactly where that would be. The square looking southeast. It would be a lot of these buildings have changed occupancy, but as far as the building itself, they pretty well, for the most part, stayed the same. The West Main Street, all of these buildings, the facade has changed, has stayed the same. Several years ago, going east on the right was a Coley and Lyle's insurance company, and it burned. This has been probably 30 plus years ago. And it actually, and I never knew this until after it burned, but it actually had a log section inside the building. So it definitely was pretty old.
Well, I'm Carey Rutledge. I have lived in Gallatin all my life, except when I was in school and in the Air Force, and have participated in business on the square since 1954. So I go back almost 60 years and have seen Gallatin grow from a small town and a Saturday-only town as far as retail goes, and into a blossoming big town to me. and enjoyed watching the progress of the town as it has occurred over the years. And it's a great place to live. I would not want to live anywhere else. I love to travel, but I like to come back. And I think some of the finest people in the world are right here in Gallatin, Tennessee. So it's been a real pleasure. I had in business, my brother and I owned the People's Store on the west side of the street. And spent 21 years in business.
When I was a kid, we would come to your store quite a bit, always right before school, school clothes. You all always had, the better clothes. And I guess George Cox, he was on this side of the square, and they always had, more dressy type clothes. But we did spend a lot of time at your store buying clothes, more so for church than school. But you've seen probably a lot of changes in this town, more so than I have. There's some of these places here you recognize that I did not recognize. The one on West Main Street, you're right, that is down there where the bakery, but I can remember when the bakery was right across over here.
Right, the bakery was on the north side of the square.
Yeah.
And had the best rolls that you could put in your mouth, they would just melt. And I remember the carrot cake. It was something special that they made every once in a while, especially in the summer when carrots were in season. And just had delicious cakes and pies. Chess pie was another item that I remember, along with pecan pie. But it was a very special place. One of the best bakeries in Middle Tennessee, as far as
you could smell, probably 2 stores before you got to the bakery and 2 stores past the bakery. It just, that whole side of the square over there, just you could smell the aroma of all the stuff that was baking, and it was fantastic. I like their donuts and their brownies.
right.
But it was, that was fantastic. That was a good place to go.
It was.
And it was very successful.
Yes.
It had a good business.
Yes, it was long for many, many years. And do you remember, speaking of smells, do you remember the popcorn stand?
Yes. That was on your side. That was on your side of the square.
It was by Coons.
Yep.
There between Coons and that was the dime store. And you could smell popcorn going from one end of the street to the other. Get you a bag for 5 cents, I think, something like that.
Everything was cheaper then.
Oh yes.
I couldn't remember how much it was, but I knew it was good. It was really good.
But as a child, I remember going to the Roxy, to see the Lassie movies, and then on Saturdays we had some westerns that they would serialize, and show. And then of course the Palace was where I first saw Gone with the Wind, and several movies there. Mr. Roth was an institution in Gallatin, the jewelry store as well, there by the theater. Continued, I think, for almost 100 years. I owe a lot to Gallatin, because Gallatin really provided me with a livelihood and an ability to stay in Tennessee rather than run off to some other parts of the country. As you say, we tried to carry, we didn't try to